welcome to another episode of Literary Gladiators, the show where we discuss world domination, I mean literature in all of its forms. If it's written work, it's game. Let's meet the panel.
I'm Minnie Mouse.
I'm Undercover.
And I'm Josh Octavius. I left my tentacles at the dry cleaners. Alrighty. It seems like...
I'm Undercover.
It's... So...
Are you going to arrest him?
Oh, man, I left the handcuffs on the bedroom.
Oh, wow.
I was
Whoa.
vacuuming and things got a little too bad.
It seems like most of the people that we wanted to have on our episode went trick-or-treating.
I like trick-or-treating.
I was fortunate enough
I
to
like
get this great batch of people for our Halloween episode. What are we starting with, Laney?
We're discussing Halloween Part 3.
Alrighty, what's our first question?
Which work do you feel struck the most fearful reaction for you? If you were on one or both of the previous Halloween sessions, pick another work.
Want to start, Kaila?
Sure. So just a couple months ago, I read a breakout
Sorry.
novel by Danielle Vega. It was called The Merciless. I bought it because it had this awesome pink leather-bound cover with a gold pentagram in it, which is totally up my alley. But it turned out to be one of the most suspenseful books I've ever read. I was like on the edge of my seat. I read it in one sitting because it was truly terrifying. It was a little bit more religious than I would have liked, but absolutely terrifying if you're looking for a quick scare.
It's not one of those Exorcist style
Yes,
works.
yes, it was.
Is?
Yep.
It's exact. Okay.
Yeah, it was demons. It was great.
I guess that can be appealing. I'm just looking at those mouse ears that you grew. But I would definitely look into that. What is the name? Oh, The Merciless.
The Merciless, yeah, by
Okay.
Danielle Vega. It was her first novel, a really good first novel.
And it classifies as horror, or is it fantasy?
No, I would say suspense or horror.
Okay, that sounds like it's appealing. I'll have to look into Danielle Vega because if she's just getting into the genre with the success that she's seeing, there's definitely a lot to offer.
And the sequel just came out. I think it's just called The Merciless too, but I'm excited to read that too.
Hopefully she breaks out beyond that because
Yeah,
I
yeah.
like to see. I actually prefer standalone horror, but that's just me. Officer Charlie.
Officer Galizia, technically, but it's okay. I'll let that pass. You're fine. I'm hungry. Sorry. No, I don't know. I'm gonna have to say a lot of Edgar Allan Poe works.
That's a good choice.
Thank you. And the reason I say that is because I've been reading a little more about Edgar Allan. First of all, his home life was okay. Let's not. I would not want to wish that on my worst enemy, except maybe a few of them. Just kidding. Bad. But no, a lot of them just the background alone was like, it wasn't enough to make me go one and turn the lights back on, even though if they were already on, I turned them on further.
You have a particular favorite?
Well, we've discussed them pretty much. I mean, the ones we've discussed so far.
We want to read Telltale Horror.
Yeah. Some of it just doesn't sit right with me. Great writing, it's elaborate, but it just.
You have an issue with
I just,
smothering and then chopping up the dead
I
body?
do, actually, I do. As a government employee, I do have an issue with that. And as on regular episodes, as a nut job, just my regular self, I do have an issue with it. But I do like a nice chopped steak.
Ready? But
Steak is good.
I think that when it comes to horror fiction, there are so many great authors that we really need to look into. Horror fiction's very much dominated by Stephen King, Dean Koontz, and Rice, which
Stephen King's It.
Yeah, that is a pretty frightful.
Every time I go
and
home,
I think that they're rightfully renowned, especially Stephen King and Dean Koontz. But I'm gonna do the same thing I did the last time and pick a work during the past year that falls under the horror genre that sparked a fearful reaction, and that would be Suffer the Children by John Saul. I read When the Wind Blows back in 2011, and it was...
I still know you in 2011, right? Did I know you?
We met in 2013.
I knew that.
we were waiting for history and grammar of English class.
I remember.
And then you were touting your drumming,
Yeah.
your drumming group,
Yeah,
and you
my bagpipe org.
and you told me that we would get to see you in a kilt if we went.
Yeah. you
But
were,
back, I'm digressing.
I'm
With
digesting.
regard to When the Wind Blows was the one work that kept me up late, and it made me continue to read chapter after chapter. With Suffer the Children, it revisited that in the way that there were these children coming home from school, going into this underground grotto-like area, and never coming back, and then seeing what that terror was.
Oh, that's suffer enough. Put a
And-
child on the ground, really just alone. You know, put me on the ground. Nothing. I may do okay,
But it wasn't, it was in the way, it was just, they were trapped.
Yeah.
And it was just that whole idea that they were hopelessly trapped. And then you get the backstory as well, and the family that's allegedly cursed, and the young daughter that is traumatized, which I think that more people should read John Saul when they get the opportunity.
Now I had a little bit of a very slight epiphany here. You look very familiar. I don't like doctors too well. I don't do well with at LabCorp. I don't do too good there. We didn't even put the needle in. Well, don't.
Did you eat or did you consume anything besides water or black coffee?
Yes, I did actually.
Okay, then I can't give you blood work today.
Thank you. Good.
But I think
He
with
doesn't know I'm lying though.
I think with regard to food, I think every time you say that you're hungry, you make everybody else hungry.
Yeah, now I'm
Slowly
hungry.
I'm sorry.
I was kind of hungry earlier, but now I'm like more hungry than before.
I
So
have food bars in my.
We're gonna go trick or treating.
I want to go trick or treating.
I want Milky Wings.
Speaking of candy, want to go to the next question?
I like candy.
What kind of Halloween candy do you wish to receive or eat this holiday?
All of it.
All of it? You don't have any particular candy you like? Like, what about Necco wafers?
I like. Oh, ladies first, of course.
My favorite is anything with peanut butter. Anything. Mm-hmm.
Oh God.
And yours is everything?
You'd be
Including
happy with
my-
Necco wafers? Because I wouldn't be. I'd be very upset.
I mean, now look at it this way. If I got apples in my little bath. I mean, one time I actually did get a little apple, and I'm thinking to myself,
I hope you didn't eat that.
no, I didn't. I
You,
threw
you,
it- I
you
threw
throw it at their house, like,
Kinda,
yeah.
yeah.
Or their car.
Charlie, don't
They
do that.
encourage
Charlie,
you
don't do that. Yeah,
to make sure that you
expect.
get factory wrapped
Yes.
candies.
Also, I would also say, for me, first of all, anything with nuts in it, I don't know why. Don't really, like mounds and stuff like that. I actually don't like.
You don't like mounds?
No, I don't.
There's coconut in it.
And the coconut, really. I'm
Yeah,
sorry. The
yeah.
coconut. I mean, I like Snickers. I like Twix.
Mounds are my favorite.
I lost 10 pounds and put it back on again. Okay. Oh, God.
We're selling those at the counter.
Oh gosh,
I
there's
want-
two.
Twix. That's it. I have to go with Twix.
So with you have a particular peanut butter candy that you prefer?
I mean,
or-
Reese's are my favorite, but I will literally just eat peanut butter straight out of the jar.
Oh,
So if you
God.
give me a jar of peanut butter for Halloween, that would be supreme.
I know people that are that way. I know Charlie's that way with cake on Sunday.
Yeah, my mom was mad as I can't say it on here. What are you doing with that? How much, Mom? I did something with Josh with Literary Gladiators. Mom, why are you mad at me? Mom, what's for dinner?
I wonder how mad your mother's going to be at me the next time I come and visit.
Why? I'm curious.
I'm the one that gave you the.
No, she's not gonna be mad. Josh, she'll not be mad at you.
Uh.
She'll be mad at me for making the decision to come home. I could have eaten it while I was driving the car. No, that's not a good thing.
Yeah, depends.
Really, honestly, my mind is just all over it right now, like in every other episode.
Probably the hunger.
If I can receive absolutely any candy, it would be European chocolate.
Really?
Like a Kinder bar? Or
What do you? A Lindor truffle.
oh,
Those
okay,
are
like a
good.
If they
Lindor
gave out
truffle kind
Lindor
of thing.
truffles for trick or treat, I'd be amazed.
Some places give out really.
Gotta go to
cool-
Island Heights. That's where it's at. They give out
Yes.
king size candy bars. I used to live there, and I went there after I
I
lived
used to
there.
get
It's
money
where you
sometimes.
need to be
I used to
No,
get
for
I
money.
Halloween.
I should go to Island Heights right after this.
There's one house that gives out a king size candy bar, a bag of chips, and a soda. They are seriously the best house in the world. I'm not gonna reveal where. It's like a mile by a mile and a half. You'll definitely find it. It's near the water.
I would.
It's
John
I've
Runyon
honed in
gave
out
out
it. They're
king
gonna run
size.
out if I tell everybody.
John Runyon gave out king-size candy bars. He made mention of that in the
Oh yeah.
congressional debate.
My mom once gave out bargain brand candy, and I had to like go out and buy different candy because I didn't want to be ashamed or killed by Sam, the spirit of Halloween.
I wouldn't do
So-
that.
My grandmother gave out packets of cream of wheat because she wanted to get rid of them.
There you
Oh
go.
god, I would have been so disappointed. I would have like, oh god, this lady's just gonna get it
She
tonight.
tied him up into little goodie bags.
Because she knew she was disappointing all the kids.
Yeah, she didn't want to like see their disappointed faces.
She was going to conceal candy in there too. My grandmother loves to please children, so that's not that's just an idea that she had.
Best of intentions, you know.
And you can't. I don't think you can do much with a packet.
No, I mean you could mix it with water and throw it back at the person's house. That would be why she probably like
No, don't, no.
gave you the bag. Use to mix.
But
Donate it to someone else.
I like Bishop Night. You can't tell.
does anybody have any the final thoughts about works of horror that spark a reaction?
Can we go trick-or-treating now?
Yeah, we'll go trick or treating. But first, I'm going to
Yes.
leave a link down below to each of the works of horror that we mentioned in this video. The Merciless,
Oh,
the complete works of Edgar Allan Poe, short stories and poetry,
yes.
and
Great writer, but
Suffer the Children by
Yeah.
John Saul.
two things. First of all, was the wind blowing when you read When the Wind Blows? Because that's what I had my.
I wasn't paying attention. It was it was January,
Okay, so yeah, the
early
wind maybe.
February, so
It's
it was a pretty cold wind, if that.
Okay. No, yeah, no, just like, and also, as I said this last year, and I hope I said it the year before, and this goes for everybody, even me, sadly, check everything you get, even if you don't need it on the way, unless mom and dad look at it, make sure, you're going out, you have your costume is great, of course, make sure you have a flashlight, extra batteries, cell phone. I mean, that's my little survivalist in me, but also make sure, if a house isn't lit, and you all know, is probably saying, shut up. There's some people that may not know, if a house isn't lit, don't even go there, because I made that mistake once, and,
That means they don't want to be bothered.
yeah, but there were no cars there, and I was hearing a lot of rustling around, I'm thinking, I should leave now. So, but, yeah, lights out, don't go there. I mean, that's just for me, but also, but basically inspect everything. Just, if it looks like it's been tampered with, don't think that's yes, Government employee, and also as a substitute teacher.
Already then. Be sure to join us next time for another episode of Literary Gladiators. For now, keep reading and have a happy Halloween.
I will. You too.
Ready.